Hello, this is Group 4 for Communication 151 class, and our presentation is on effective communication. My name is Mema. I am 17 years old, and I'm going to be an upcoming senior at North Hollywood High School. I plan on majoring in data science and minoring in environmental science.
All right, hello. My name is Damaris Martinez. I'm a graduate from Polytechnic High School, age 19, majoring in graphic design, and planning to transfer to Seaton or Woodbury College.
And my name is Nathan Houts. I'm 22 years old, and I attend West LA College, and my major is communications.
Hi, my name is Anallicel Morales. I'm 20 years old. This is my first year attending Los Angeles Valley College, and I'm currently majoring in criminology.
Chapter 4, Preparing to Collaborate, How to Properly and Effectively Communicate with a Group. Get acquainted with your group. Oh my God. Getting acquainted with your group members. Sharing personal information. When preparing to collaborate, nobody wants to work with strangers, so they would introduce themselves to get to know one another. It proves to be more effective than trying to accomplish the task outright. It helps the members relate to each other better. Getting to know who knows how to do what can also help when assigning tasks. Getting to the point. Trying to get the group accomplish tasks quickly can also negatively affect the group's quality of work, as this puts pressure on the group members in what is known as a speed trap. This includes decisions made in haste, whereas decisions that are thought out tend to be higher quality. This means the group should not try to make it a goal or habit to make hasty or quick decisions.
Clarity the goals of the group. After introductions are made, the group must then make sure they know what the group's purpose, goal, and assignments are. And an important question to ask each other when starting out is, when do you know when you're finished with your task? This can be easily answered by visualizing what the completed item will look like, such as a written report or a group presentation. Everyone is on the same page. Normally, when a group is struggling with accomplishing their goals, there could be a number of reasons, such as unclear goal, team members don't know their roles, team members are unsure how to get their work done, or even that team members aren't getting along or trust each other. These are group troubles. Adapt in your environment. When the question to be answered is clear, the group must then collect information. At the same time, some deviation is to be expected, but instead of strictly sticking to the plan, higher quality solutions result from adapting to any problems or obstacles they find while researching as the group works through their project.
So, develop a plan for gathering information and analyzing issues. Gathering information. When gathering information, especially in an internet or online collaborative setting, the more time a group has to solve a problem, the more information is shared between the group members. However, when more time is had, but not much information is presented, then it is best to work in a collaborative sense rather than as individuals, while ensuring the research information is exchanged between group members as they work through it. When presenting information to other group members, it is best to allow everyone to present their findings and discuss them rather than having one person talking for most of the collaborative period. The best way to present information among members is by ensuring one person is not taking too long or dominating the time spent collaborating, but by ensuring everyone present participates in presenting their ideas and information.
Follow a structured agenda to accomplish the task. Planning. When planning out discussions, make an agenda which could just be a list of topics, issues, and questions of what is to be discussed. It's vital to ensure peak organization and discussion. After the group has concluded with their research and gathering of information, The delivery of the group's presentation can vary, such as panel discussion, symposium presentations, or forum presentations. In addition to presenting the information orally, the group will want to prepare a written report, which could include the definition of the problem, analysis of the problem, and the situation while keeping the reader in mind. The solution while keeping the reader in mind.
Nathan?
I'm sorry, Chapter 5, relating to others in groups. Diversity of roles in small groups. So we have our group task roles. So we have the initiator, information seeker, opinion seeker, information giver, the coordinator, elaborator, the orienter, evaluator, and the recorder. These are just some of the group task roles present when in a group. Then we have the group building and maintenance roles. We have the encourager, who offers praise, understanding, and acceptance of other ideas. We have the gatekeeper, encourages less talkative group members to participate more. The harmonizer, who mediates disagreements among group members. And then we have the compromiser, who attempts to resolve conflicts by trying to find an acceptable solution for disagreements. The group observer, who keeps records of the group's process and uses the information gathered to evaluate procedures. And finally, the standard setter, who helps set the standard and goals for the group. Now we have the individual roles. These are taken over by this person, one person. And we have the aggressor, who deflates the status of other group members, usually negative, as well as the blocker, who is stubborn and disagreeable without reason. The recognition seeker seeks the spotlight by boasting their personal achievements. The self-confessor uses the group as an audience to report personal feelings or insight. The joker reflects lack of involvement in the group's process by telling jokes that do not help the group. The dominator makes an effort to assert authority by manipulating group members in an attempt to take over the group. The help seeker tries to evoke a sympathetic response from others. And finally, the special interest leader speaks for a special group that best fits their own biases. Now we have the norms. Norms are rules and standards that determine appropriate or inappropriate behavior in a group. Identifying group norms. People's speech, the clothes they wear or do not wear, and how and where they sit are all influenced group norms. Group norms also affect relationships among group members and the quality of group decisions. How do you recognize these norms? Ask yourself these questions. What are the group members' attitude toward? Are they on time? Are they late towards the time? Is it proper to address members by first name? How do the group members dress? Do your group members use sense of humor to relieve tension? What type of language are the group members using? Is it formal? Are they swearing? And finally, do group members address the group leader formally? Conforming to group norms. According to Harold Rayton and Marvin Shaw, at least 5 factors affect conformity to group norms. First, the individual characteristics of the group members. This means more intelligent people are less likely to conform to the less intelligent persons, as well as women usually conform more than men. Number 2, the clarity of the norm and the certainty of punishment for breaking it. The more ambiguous a group norm, the less likely it is that members will conform to it. Third, the number of people who have already conformed. Factors such as the group, the size of the group, the number of people who agree with a certain policy, and the status of those who conform contribute to the pressure for conformity in a group. Number 4, the quality of interpersonal relationships that have developed in the group. Groups whose members like one another and respect one another's opinions is more likely to support conformity than is a less cohesive group. And finally, number 5, the sense of group identification that members have developed. For example, church members who support the doctrine of a church are probably going to conform to the wishes of those in leadership positions. Establishing ground rules. Group or team ground rules are explicit, agreed upon prescriptions for acceptable and appropriate behavior. Establishing ground rules. When developing ground rules, ask yourself and your team these questions. How long should our meetings last? Should we have standard meeting place and time? What should a member do if he or she can't attend a meeting? How will we follow up to ensure that each member is doing his or her assigned work? How will we manage conflict? How will we make our decisions by majority vote or consensus? And some typical ground rules that we see commonly are right here on the side. We have everyone will attend meetings. Meetings will start on time. Each team member will follow through on individual assignments. Each team member will be prepared for every meeting. We will make decisions by consensus rather than majority vote. And finally, we will work together to manage conflict when it arises. Effects of status differences. Status affects who talks to whom and how often a member speaks. The status or reputation an individual has before joining a group certainly affects the roles he or she assumes. For example, high status group members talk more than low status members. High status group members communicate more with other high status members than they do with those of lower status. As well as group members are more likely to ignore the comments and suggestions made by low status members than those made by high status members. Next, we have power. Here we have different types of power and the power bases. So first we have the referent power, basically the power of interpersonal attraction. Then we have legitimate power. Its legitimate power comes from occupying a position of responsibility, so being like a boss or something like that. Then you have expert power, power to influence others based on the knowledge and information that member possesses. So if you have a professor, they have expert power, they have knowledge on their profession. Then we have reward power. If you are in a position to help another member gain money, status, power, acceptance, or other rewards, you will have power over that person. In a sense, that would be like a coach or of some sort. And then we have coercive power, which is the negative side of reward power. It's based on the perception that you can be punished for acting or not acting in a certain way. Now we have the effects of power on group process. So a struggle for power among group members can result in poor group decision and less group cohesion, as well as members who overtly seek dominance and control over a group often focus attention on themselves rather than achieving group goals. Group members with little power often talk less frequently in a group. Group members can lose power if the other members think they use power for personal gain or to keep a group from achieving its goals. Group members usually expect individuals with greater power to have high status privileges. Trust. Developing trust relationship. So trust is the extent to which a person is confident and willing to act on the basis of the words, actions, and decisions of another. As you participate in a group, you trust those who, because of their actions in the past, have given you reason to believe that they will behave predictably in the future. Group members establish trusting relationships as they develop mutual respect and as the group becomes more cohesive. The development of group relationships over time. So the first development is the primary tension stage. This is the initial tension and anxiety when in a small group. This may be, you may be uncertain of your role, and the group may not have met for long enough for the norms to develop. Status differences among group members can also create this primary tension. Once you get over the primary tension, then you have the secondary tension, which occurs as conflicts arise and differences of opinion emerge. And, then we have the gender and communication. Men and women have different communication patterns. Evidence indicates that men and women sometimes use language differently and that they also interpret nonverbal behavior different. Gender and oh shoot, I accidentally made it the same one. Oh well. Note the following conclusions about gender differences in sending and receiving nonverbal messages. People of both sexes tend to move closer to women than to men. Women tend to move closer to others than men do, which means they get along with other people. They they talk to others. Men tend to maintain less eye contact with others than women do. That's it.